G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on the brand new expansion with a brand new patch. It has just arrived and it's time for us to see how the changes will affect these civilizations. One civilization has not received any changes. The other has received a mini nerf. Well, a mini nerf, but there's also a little bit of buffs in there. Anyway, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, in the west of the map in the color yellow, playing as the Byzantines, we've got Kalp. And on the east side of the map in the color red, playing as the Mongols, we've got Don Artie. Ladies and gentlemen, both of these players are content creators, both Conqueror 3. If you'd like to check them out, I will leave a link in the description to where you can do that. They're live right now, and if you're enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content, make sure you go ahead and leave a like on this video because it does really help out the channel. Let's get into it. Mongols, Byzantines, two civilizations in Age of Empires 4. I don't know where I was going to go with that. Two civilizations. Have a look at this. Kalp throwing down the system a little bit late on this system, though. Look at this. And a bit of an interesting spot outside the radius of the town center, which means that if the Mongols decide they're going to have a party over here, there's really not much that you can do about it as the Byzantines. I mean, you've got a couple of options available to you, but I suspect you're probably going to be losing the solo. All right, never mind. There we go. All right, we got ourselves a little bit of a Dark Age shenanigan, and I probably should have realized, considering how long he's been on this wood for. Already 120 wood taken off this bad boy. Going to throw down the barracks now. Going to be looking for early Sultanate, and I like this a lot. This is one thing I've been doing, and I think I've mentioned this before. You know, I've been playing Juicy's Legacy. I've been playing in the Dark Age a fair bit. I make about 5 spears in every single game that I play. I'm just, no matter the matchup, even against the English, I'm like, yeah, I'm still going to do it. Let's see. And one of the things that I started doing was up against the Mongols. This is where it kind of came in, right? Because against the Mongols, you want to get units out early because you can outproduce them. It's a little bit more expensive, but it does eventually, you will eventually be able to catch up. And the worst part for the Mongols is if they decide that they're not going to play Dark Age, if they want to go straight to the Feudal Age, you can put on pressure. They've got an Uvu, you can go and take it out. They've got a gold mine, you can go and put on pressure. So naturally, it is a win-win for you because if they don't go for units, you're going to be able to pressure their Uvu, pressure their gold. And if they do go for units, well, you're going to be able to defend yourself. And we already start to see Don beginning to move out here. Now remember, for Kalp, the focus is going to be about denying any outposts. He doesn't care so much about the spears. It's more just about making sure no outposts go up. So he's happy to lose a Sultanate or two. And as a result, as long as the outposts do not go up, he'll be a happy camper. And have a look at this big transition coming out. 10 villagers going out over onto the berries here. Sultanate doing a nice little dance party in the middle of the base. Look at this. He's got 3 separate patrol routes for each of them. Everyone's joining the party. Everyone's ready to go. Everyone's dancing, raring. Can't wait to get their cotton socks wet in the pool. I tell you what, how bad are wet socks? Oh my lord, man. You know, there is some things that you wish upon your enemy, like death, but you don't ever wish wet socks upon them. Wet socks are just, it's one of the worst. It's one of the worst. But have a look at this. He's not, he's doing a dance party, but we don't see him. Does he hear it? Does he hear it? Does he hear it? I don't know whether he's heard it. You can hear when the deer move. You know, there was a famous case from 3DB, and he's like, how did you know that your enemy was there? And he's like, I heard the deer. And he's like, through the fog of war? He's like, yeah, through the fog of war. You can hear them through the fog of war. And now, oh, the Khan's going to expose it. Does the Khan, do we have a movement of Sultanate out here? Because there should be an outpost somewhere around here. Oh, there's not. Oh, it's over here. Oh, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's made the Sultanate, but you can see that scout did just come back to the base. Is he going to be able to find this? Sultanate going to be moving out, and look at this. Don Artie with a little bit of a bait. He is the master when it comes to baiting. I can say that much. But now those Sultanate absolutely unaware of the enemy's position. Now going to start moving out towards the other side of the map. He did spot out that barracks, and he's probably trying to work out in his head right now. Where are they? He's... What? Oh. Okay. All right. He wants to keep his base nice and square. He deletes the mining camp so he can put down the cistern. He probably couldn't get the cistern down before, but now we'll have the space to do it. And now the outpost will expose itself, and immediately the villager will go down. And Kalp goes, okay. Yeah, that's where you were. Because I thought you were gonna, okay. All right. Fair enough. Well played, well played. Don Artie gets the outpost up, manages to age up as well. He's clicked up to the feudal age now. We do see the deer stones on the way for him. No trade going to be in today, even though it's an incredibly good trade spawn here. Have a look at this, right in the corner of the map, exactly where you'd want it. Let's have a look at the neutrals. We've got Sapahi here, and we've got Mangadai as well coming out. But that's a tough little spot here. Calp might be looking to break it. Indeed he is. Brings the scout forward. You always want to try and tank up with the scout. Oh, the reduced damage. Oh, it's exactly like Age of Empires 3 with cover mode. Oh, I completely forgot we're Age of Empires 3 now. They're going to be able to deal plenty of damage here. But remember, they don't actually get reduced siege. So in Age of Empires 3, you have different stances you can put your units into, and one of them is called cover mode. It's a mode where you take less range damage, but you do less attack. So you have less siege damage, you have less attack naturally. And it used to actually increase your attack speed by a huge amount. I remember watching a game from Black Ice Spain in Age of Empires 3 where he went for he went for a cover mode Maya spearman push. But of course, wow, I tell you what, I did not expect that. Calp, wow. I am impressed thoroughly. These spears going a little bit slow, but we'll get there, we'll get there. These guys moving 0.94 movement speed. I've seen trebuchets move faster than that. All right, they had a bit of traction on him, but anyway, let's check in with Calp, though. See how he's doing. He's up against an opponent who is in the feudal age. He's in the dark age still. He's happy to spend 6 minutes in here. And, you know, this is one of the things I was kind of thinking about doing with this civilization. It feels so natural, right? Spending a long time in the dark age. You got a lot of things going for you, right? Like, you can boost up... Oh, I don't like this. You can boost... Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh, gosh, I don't like this. Okay. You can boost up your villagers in the Dark Age with your system. You can get that 25% bonus. Now, I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe go for, like, the 3... Or even... Probably even the 4 systems you could do. And then go feudal age, I guess, maybe. I guess the problem that you've got is that you're weak against archers, right? Now, you've got a landmark that you can go into. It will allow you to train cavalry instantly. But here, I mean, let's just talk about this. One of the big bonuses to the Grand Winery is that it increases the amount of olive oil you gather from berry bushes by 60%. And Calp has just taken every single bit of berries and said, delicious. And then he's built the Grand Winery. I apologize. I sometimes feel like I've got... I don't know what that is. Is that a lisp? I don't know. I feel like I really need to control my speech. Otherwise, it will just come out. Maybe it's a type of lisp where I instead of saying grand, I'm saying gwand. Anyway, I'll try my best not to say it. Market has gone... What is going on in this game? Don Artie now deciding to throw down a double market in the corner of the map. Went for the deer stones. We've got the classic switcheroo coming out right now. This is the one that Corvinus, aka Salami, pioneered back in the day, where he went for the trade landmark and then would just go fast castle behind it. Here you've got Don Artie going for the fighting landmark, not the trade landmark, but then doing the trade behind it. Very sneaky, Don. 70 gold a pop coming in from these traders. They're going to be extra happy. Double archer out. Lament and I going to be moving forward here. Keep in mind, they do have the ability to throw up that shield wall if they need to. And look at the movement speed coming out right now. Don Artie escaping by the skin of his teeth and says, I probably shouldn't be pushing that. Those Lament and I, they're kind of good. Now, I am loving the base building here coming out from Calp. But I just wish that he'd made one decision different. I just wish that he'd waited for the Grand Winery to come up before taking these berries. Because now if we check, he is moving into the Western Mercenary contract, which is going to be longbows. He's only going to be able to access one round of longbows, whereas if he'd waited for the Grand Winery, he would have been able to access a second round of them. So it's those small little differences, and now we start to see the 4th cistern thrown down already for him. Very early on, he's got the 4 villagers on the stone. Now, keep in mind behind this, Don Artie is still trading like an absolute madman, throwing up outposts on the south angle, looking to potentially trade into the corner. Scout will get spotted out. Hardened Spearman is through for the Don. He continues to add more and more units. We see archers on the way for him, Spearman as well. And Calp's going to have to head to the drawing board about what his options are here. Cistern. If this goes down, he probably needs to switch it over to Presidium very, very quickly. Doesn't look like he's going to do it just yet. He could be taking 20% less damage. The question's going to be about whether he's going to be able to sustain here. Longbows will fall back away from this, though. Or rather, the Spearmen will fall back away from this because of the longbows. So very well played. Now adding in more and more farms underneath the town center together with the Grand Winery. This is a nice little position. I'm not against this. even though initially I was apprehensive, I changed my mind. And that's something that I do quite a bit. I change my mind, and I think that's okay. It's all... Cap, we got to be very careful with how we draw our systems. Like, you are one aqueduct away from a hate symbol, and we got to be very careful with that, because this is a family-friendly channel, my friend, and what you're doing right now... Oh, God, Cap! Don't be doing this in my game, Cap! Oh, my Lord, I can't be seeing this right now. All right, we might have to cancel the cast. The cast has been cancelled. The cast has... Oh, this is... Look, fortunately, this one's nice and straight, and look, once you've got your 5th one in, you're probably not gonna... God, Cap! All right, well, if you'd like to see more family-friendly content, make sure you check out the Patreon. We've got lots of coaching videos over there. There's free coaching videos over there. We've just put all of the seasons before this season up there, so you can get even Season 5 coaching videos. Of course, Season 6 is locked at the moment behind a paywall, so you will have to pay a little bit of money to get in and see that. And of course, if you'd like to get your own coaching, you'll have to pay for that as well. But go check it out. Link is in the description. Let's forget about what was happening over there. Anyway, Don Artie, we're right on board with him. We'll see how he's doing as the bases begin to grow with the economy. Don now up 15 economic units against the Byzantine, but what the Byzantine lack in numbers, they make up for in power. Have a look at this. We have got right now the wheelbarrow on the way. This is going to absolutely send that economy up to the next level. Can we have a look? I don't think, yeah, the mill's not within the radius, so he's just going to be paying the full 90 seconds for that. Horticulture going to be coming up behind this, and we are seeing a one-base Byzantine build boom. One-base Byzantine boom that is starting to look pretty good. Starting to look absolutely fine. Now, one of the things that we often saw from the Byzantine players is to go into the second TC, basically doing the exact same thing, but just going into a second TC instead of just sticking it on the one TC. And I'm curious to see how this turns out for Cap, because going 2 TC on the Byzantines is very tempting. The problem is, even on 1 TC, it feels like I don't have enough units to deal with my opponent. And when I've got a second TC, well, I can't imagine how I'd possibly get enough up. But now Don Artie looking to try and take down the outpost before his opponent, or rather, I take it back, Cap looking to take down the outpost before his opponent can get those arrow slits through. Not going to be able to find it, and now the hardened Lament and I move towards the top side of the map. They know exactly what is up. The scout has spotted all of the traders and expect to see no more traders sent towards that top side. I suspect they might be rotated down towards this bottom side, because keep in mind they do have outposts along the way. Yam networks through. Not that it affects the traders, or at least not that the upgrade affects the traders. They've always just got it naturally. But now Archers teeing off on that backside. Lament and I, he's got enough. He doesn't have enough to one-shot them. This many Archers, 23 Archers, it doesn't one-shot the Lament and I. That's how you know Shield Wall is perfectly balanced. And now able to chase away his opponent. He can't one-shot the Lament and I. Look how many Archers. He's got 22. He doesn't have +1 ranged attack yet. That's going to be the main reason why he doesn't have it. But now able to force away those Lament and I. A nice little spot here for Don, but he's going to have to work on those numbers. I'm confident he's probably scratching his head thinking, how am I not one-shotting those spears? Those things are crazy. They've got the ranged armor as well. I guess that's probably what they've got going for them. Let's check back in on the base with Cap, though. At this stage, still on the 1 town center. He's 20 economic units behind his opponent, but he does have a booming economy right now. Let's take a look at the eco difference between it. We're at 1,200, 1,550, 17, 18, yeah, 1750. Wait, 12, hold on, 1,200. 1550, 1900, 2k, 2.2k, 2.2k, not bad. On the other side, we're sitting at about 2.5k. So 2.2 versus 2.5, not bad for a 24 villager difference. And now that Golden Horn Tower is going to be coming up, and he's done this perfectly. He's absolutely timed this well. I'm kind of liking this strat coming out from Cap. I'm not going to lie. This feels really, really cool. Town Center going down in the front of the base as well. Okay. My head is starting to... Oh... Wow, okay, so we've seen players do this before. They go for the age up and the town center at the same time. We saw Puppy Paw do something similar, where he went for a town center and then aged up almost immediately behind it, but it just felt like it was really greedy. And I think there's definitely a window right now for Don Artie to push. He'll see the age up coming through and expect him to begin moving out. If he doesn't already have it, expect Siege Engineering to be coming through very, very soon. You can see he's got +1 ranged armor on the way, +1 range attack coming through as well, but Siege Engineering, it's going to take a while to come through. I'd almost be tempted to throw Siege Engineering before the Iron Undermesh, just so you can start work on those battering rams, and then you can switch into that Iron Undermesh. It takes some time. You know, you're not going to take the fight straight away. You want your battering rams to move up, start hitting that town center, laying waste to the base of the enemy. But now, He's looking to try and catch a couple units off guard. We see veterancy yet to come through on any of these units. The Keshiks come forward, taken out immediately by a single shot from those Lamentinai, but you can see the shield wall yet to come through. The archers just teeing off on the backside. +1 range attack is now through. These guys are going to be able to absolutely obliterate this army, and that's exactly what happened. Kaup having to head back to the base with his tail between his legs. Only a handful of longbows here. Remember, he could have had double the longbows now, but does not have access. Unable to one-shot those spearmen either. Now they're starting to get picked off. He's going to come underneath the town center. Will need to resort to siege engineering if he wants to get any pressure out on these TCs. And of course he does. The alternative is that he looks for castle age, looks to try and get some veterancy on these longbows, looks to get +2 range attack, because the Varangian guards are now starting to come online. They are getting melted though. Have a look at this. He's able to focus them down pretty effectively. They do have that +1 ranged armor though, so it's going to take some time. And I guess as more Varangian guards get added in, it's going to be even more difficult to deal with. Does have a couple of Keshiks here, so I think definitely the right play here is go castle. You can't deal with the Varangian guards with the units that you've got here. You can go castle, get veterancy, get +2, and then your units are going to be absolutely fine. And on top of that, if you want to throw in the Kurultai, they're going to absolutely melt it, because they get that extra damage, the extra bonus damage against the or against units, right? So as an example, let's say they go up from 5 damage to 6 damage with veterancy. Actually, is it 6 to 7 damage? I think it's 7 damage, and then they go to +2, so 9 damage total. Up against a Varangian guard with 6 armor, they're doing 3 damage. But with that Kurultai, that's going to take that 3 damage and boost it up to 7 damage because of those armor breakpoints. Able to pick off a villager there. That's the second villager we've seen go down this game, and he's playing with fire right now, pushing into this base with the Varangian guards online. Now, keep in mind, Varangian guards could look to berserk in this situation. Monk, where are you going, my friend? So, excuse me, do you think that there are things out here that you're going to be able to do? You think you're going to be able to take relics just away from me, under my nose? No, sorry, Bob. Ain't going to happen today. Grand Winery starting to produce some olive oil now. We see 80 olive oil a minute. Not too bad of an effort. This is the equivalent of, how many farms is that? Well, let's think about it, okay? If you do 4 drop-offs every minute, and each drop-off you get 2 olive oil, or 3 olive oil here. So that's a total of 12 olive oil a minute, which works out to be 1 relic is the equivalent of like, what, 5, 6, 7? We'll go with 6.5 villagers. 3rd TC for Kaup. Excuse me? Don Artie reaches the castle age. I didn't even see the landmark choice that he's gone for. It is going to be the Kurultai. No real surprise there. But don't throw away the archers, Don. You've got a huge mass here. The Varangian guards are eating them alive, and Don Artie trying to commit right now to take out the villagers, but he's losing his whole army for it. Oh, Don Artie, this is a massive throw. Don Artie absolutely throwing right now. Look at the red that's on the ground. It's not blood, but it looks like it might be. There's so many bodies on the ground here. The bodies have well and truly hit the floor. Don Artie. You're going to be thinking about that one on the toilet later tonight. You're going to be thinking, what did I do? Why did I do that? Why did I throw away my archer mass? I didn't have to. I just had to go back, get my veterancy, just get my +2 ranged attack. I was fine. I was absolutely fine. I didn't need to throw away my army like that. And now all of a sudden my opponent's got 3 TC. Yeah, I've got double the villager count. Oh, yeah. All right, that's a good point. He's got double the villager count. Oh, Don's got double the villager count. Well, at least double the eco count right now. And oh, look at this. Talk about good base building right here. Coming out strong for Kaup. Look at that. Absolutely smart stuff. You want to get technical, though? Macro police. This should be a farm. That should be a mill. So all of these farms are dropping off to this mill. But now in the middle of the map, macro police forgotten about for the moment. Varangian guards on the front. Going to be looking to tank up against the Keshiks. The Keshiks have got their veterancy. Relic gets picked off behind. Kurultai making its mogul moves up towards the middle of the map. Unfortunately, the archer numbers are still pretty damn decent for the Don as he continues to add more in Keshiks as well. Keep in mind, he's got plenty of gold coming through, so he's only really got 1 unit he can spend it on. It's going to be Keshiks. That's the only way he can see it working. Crossbow now going to be looking to join the fight as well. +2 ranged armor is on the way here. Doesn't have +2 ranged attack, and you'd think he would, considering how many archers he's got out on the field. But now the Keshiks looking to clean up the longbowmen, doing a very decent job here. Doing a wonderful job tanking up, honestly. The one thing to note, though, is Kaup has not been able to shut down Mongol trade. And the Mongol trade, as the game goes on, only gets better. We can see he's bringing in wood, bringing in food, bringing in gold. He's having an absolute hell of a time over there. And now that Kurultai is going to come down right outside the base, and you're going to see an extra 2 attack now from those archers. Expect when +2 range attack comes through, that's going to go up again, another 1 point as well. So he's going to be having some very nice damage numbers coming out for himself. Outpost gets denied for the moment. Longbowmen definitely showing why they are the supreme mercenary contract for the Byzantines. The longbow are the key in this defensive position. Does have access to other units from the mercenaries, but we see for the moment he's had very good rolls on it. Just longbow, longbow, longbow. That's all you want. Up to 600 olive oil a minute as well. Have a look at this. Berry patch still standing strong. Not a single point taken off those berries. And Siege Workshop coming up. Maybe that was the reason why he was thinking about just transitioning away from that, or just going straight into the Grand Winery here, even though taking the berries early. Obviously, he picks up the longbows a little bit sooner. And, you know, when it comes to the secondary group of longbows, well, he's already got that covered with all of these units, all of these villages here on food, on their olive groves. Now with 600 a minute olive oil coming through, he's going to be able to start spamming out longbows. And you can see, this isn't on military. Oh, it's on. He has failed. Oh, you hate to see it, Calp. It sucks when this happens, but it's like, it's one of those things where base building is just so important as the Byzantines, and you kind of forget about this as the game goes on and as you're under more pressure, right? Because ideally, I'd love to have, like, my blacksmith down here just focus completely on Dialecticus. But unfortunately, you put it up on the front line. Well, never mind. We'll worry about that later. +2 ranged armor is through. The Keshik's going to be tanking it up, having a field day now. The Kurultai going to be moving up. He's got that +2 ranged attack coming through. How much damage does he go from? He goes from 9 damage up to 11 damage. Not too bad. The numbers looking pretty solid here. Kurultai together with the archers against those units. At the same time, the longbow's going to tee off. Does he? He pulls the relic. He's looking for a Wallalo here. He's got 3 inside, 1 on the front. Let's see it, baby. He defends the front. The Keshiks need to fall back. He's going to try. He's going to try. John! Oh, he sniped it out. He sniped it out. Second Monk comes through. He's looking to try and go again. Is he going to be able to find it? Won't be able to find it. The Keshiks fall back. I didn't even realize that that he was looking to try and snipe those the Monk back there. Mangonel emplacements online. Oh, that's why you wanted the outpost. The Mango emplacement. Kurultai says goodnight. Not going to be anywhere near enough. Mango emplacement cleaning up the army. Don Artie having to scramble away, and the Mangonel emplacement with the 3 town centers holds the front. Big shots coming out. He takes out the Keshik on the way back. That's 5 kills now for the outpost. He's having a field day out here. And now looking to clean up the Kurultai. And Don's in a bit of an awkward spot, because if he packs this Kurultai up, you better be sure as hell he's going to look for the surround. He's trying his best. He's going to look at him coming in on it. And there we go. He gets the surround. The Kurultai will go down. There's no way he is getting this back this game. He has lost a landmark right now. Absolute insane play coming out from the Byzantines. Calp is out. This is crazy to see the level that he has to go to. The plays that you have to make as the Byzantines to have a chance to win the game. Not to mention the fact he's still he's still 40 economic units behind. Let's do a quick eco check. Can I get an eco check? Can I get a vibe check on the economies, please? 2,400, 2,500, 3K, 3.7K, and a total of 4.4K coming out right now for Calp. On the other side of the map, you got 2.5K, you got 3.5K, you got 5K, 5.1K. Pretty even Stevens on the economy. 4.5 versus 5.1. 600 resources a minute in difference between these two civilizations, and that's not too bad for Cap, considering he is more than 30 villages behind where his opponent is. 3 TCs are grinding away, though, making their way towards that final destination, that 130 villager mark. It feels so good to get there. It's just about getting there. And once the Byzantines do get there, they're going to be up against a very strong late-game civilization, a civilization that excels in the late game. One of the reasons why is because of their Springolds. Their Springolds are incredible. They have the ability to fire further than any other Springold in the game, further than the Rus Springold, further than Culverins, and that gives them siege superiority. Let's check in and see if we can spot. It doesn't look like there's any siege workshops up for the moment. Obviously, we've got that improved siege engineering out on the map. But look at this Imperial Age, 24 minutes into the game. He's throwing down the foreign engineering company. He's got plenty of olive oil in stock. He's still making units the entire time. He's even got Lunch Connector in queue here. He really doesn't care right now. He's throwing out everything. Looking to push up. The battering rams making their way through. Plenty of Keshiks here. Imperial Age arrives. What upgrades does he look for? He doesn't have enough in the bank for elite upgrades just yet. Instead, going to be looking to go for the Nest of Bees, the clutch Nest of Bees play. Can he make it in time? That's going to be the question. Mangonel's moving through. No Springolds online for him. Calp going to be playing with fire here. The outpost will go down. We enter into the cinematic mode as it's time to get those notifications off our screen. The longbowmen on the bank. We hear them pop off that volley, that extra pa-choo, pa-choo, pa-choo. Look how fast they fire right now. And the Lamentinai have been cleaned up completely. The Nest of Bees on the back line still yet to make it. There it is now coming out. Helping out a little bit with the Keshiks coming through. Might need to think about popping his Akritoid defenses. May need to pull the villagers. Instead, going to be putting a little bit more production down here. The numbers on the front. The town center has gone down. The second one, it's coming up next. Just when you were looking to try and max out, and there the villagers begin to move. Is he going to hit the Akritoid defenses? Doesn't look like a town center. He needs a little bit of extra fire in here. More Keshiks on the way through. Crossbow numbers have started to build. The Mangonel, no response to it at the moment. No sign of a Springald. More and more production coming in. He does have... Oh, they're right outside. They're right outside the influence of that cistern. It is just unfortunate to see, and now those mangoes continue moving forward. The town center will go down. That's going to be the second one he takes out, and it looks like we might be having a wrap of a game right now. The Byzantines, once again, failing to pull off a victory. Don Artie doing an incredible job here with trade, and just the Byzantines weren't really able to respond to it. Nest of Bees now again coming out on the back, and he's starting to whittle down in numbers, but you can see the reinforcements continue to make their way through. Longbows are out. Do we have elite upgrades? It doesn't look like it yet. No golden helmets for the moment. But the numbers for the Byzantines, hold on. Third town center under pressure. Keep in mind with that landmark coming up for the Imperial Age, it's one more landmark to kill, but all of them are very close by. Mango firing. Big shot takes out two of the longbows. Three of them pretty low. Keshik's able to take out the Nest of Bees, and we are absolutely balls to the wall right now. Don Artie trying his hardest to finish the game. I'm somewhat expecting villagers to just get pulled at him in a moment. He's just going to pull the villagers and try and siege down the landmarks. I really wouldn't be surprised from the Don to start seeing that. You know, that would be the classic Don Artie play. Maybe he looks for it a little bit later in the game. But more and more Keshiks now coming out. The numbers have built up. Still no elite upgrades by the looks of it. Lamentinai still running around. No golden shields just yet. No golden helmets just yet. Have the Lench Connects been upgraded? I think the elite Lench Connects have come through though. Let me double check. I gotta see this. I'm pretty sure that those Lench Connect are elite. There they are. Elite Lench Connect. He's picked it up. Tithbarn's also coming through. He's got 5 relics in the bag. Oh, that's something that we didn't consider. We knew that he had 4, but that 5th one, that was the different one. But now with Tithbarns coming online, he's got olive oil, he's got the stone, he's got the wood, and he's got the food coming through. And now a nice little cleanup here. Don Artie trying to do a sneaky little raid around the side. Not going to be able to find it. Streltsy on the field. Oh, my lord. When you're watching the Byzantines, you just feel like they're role-playing as every civilization other than the Byzantines. Lamentinai, I got to say, they've been the hero throughout this game. There's always been a constant number of Lamentinai. Now the Streltsy looking to try and take out some of these Keshik before the damage can be done. They're going to make a good connection here. The hand cannoneer Streltsy replacement absolutely lighting them up, and you can see down to 4 Keshiks. He's going to be scrambling to decide how he approaches this game. He's got a 70 villager lead, double the economy right now Don Artie has. And Kaup still trying to keep it together, still trying to find a way back into this game. If there's anything he's got going for him right now, it is that he's in Imperial Age. If there's anything he's got going for him, it's that he's got a farming economy that has been set up. It's beautiful. He's got that 25% bonus coming through on all... Oh, excuse me. On all of these farms. I'm going to take a swig of water right now. Just give me a second here. I'm still a little bit sick. I'm sure you might be able to hear my voice. And I've just woken up. It's 10 a.m. in the morning. I mean, not really just woken up. I've been awake for about 4 hours at this point. Give me a second here. Man, how good is water? I tell you what, man, water is so underrated. Everybody's like, water's neutral, like it's neither good nor bad. Nah, dude, water is overpowered. It is so good. Second town center being thrown down for Cap. And I love this. Never mind, that's a third TC. So I love this. When you lose a town center, replacing it, it's the way to do it. It's the way to do it. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I can't remember what I was going to say. I was going to make a point. I was talking about water. I was talking about... Nah, I can't remember. But we got water. And that's what's important. The water's good. H2O. Oh, Lord. He coming. But hey, have a look at the military positioning right now. 75 military at the moment for Kaup. And it's all Lamentinai. Look, I don't want to alert anybody, but the Lamentinai might be kind of good. It's wild watching how strong this unit is. It pops the shield wall, and it's just like nothing can kill it, man. It's kind of crazy. And the fact that he's mixing the Lench Connect in, wild, dude. All right, Don Artie reaches the Imperial Age. Kurutai still unrepaired at this stage, and Don doing the one mistake that we always want to avoid seeing. It's Imperial Age while pushing. Lamentai moving around, looking for a surround. They're going to find it. The Lanch Connector moved in as well. And now Don Artie in a little bit of trouble. The Mangonel was here. He's trying to find a way to fire. Identifies a single Lamentai, and he's like, you are going down. But the reality is, he was the one that was going down. Look at the Lamentai, dude. This is kind of wild, man. We are seeing a table that is turning quickly. Is this the secret unit to bring the Byzantines out of the D tier into the S tier? Dude, look at the economy from Don Artie. 146 villages, and yet he can't keep up. The production's too high. The numbers are too great. Kalp right now, he's down 2k score, but he doesn't care. He's Imperial Age. He's transitioning into even more olive groves. He's having an absolute hell of a time. He's got so much production back here, pumping out non-stop. How much production are we talking? Can I get a quick production check? 10 barracks. Not all of them. Unfortunately, not all of them are within cistern range. Can we actually select all of the cisterns? Hold on, let me do that. Then I'm going to select all the barracks. I want to see how many of them. 3 are not within cistern range. 1 is. So we got 1 in cistern range. This one's not. 2, 3, 4 in cistern range. All the rest outside the range by the looks of it. And now the Mangonels teeing off. We enter into the cinematic mode once again as the Lamentai look to battle down the front. There's not a lot of units here from the Don, and wouldn't he love that archer mass right about now? The Lamentai together with the nest of bees. Is this the new Byzantines? Is this the Byzantines we were searching for? They've got their elite upgrades. They've got their teardrop shields. They evaporate everything. They push forward, holding on with no fear whatsoever. Look at them go. Turning around, they say, you know what? We got to deal with these outposts before these outposts deal with us. And obliterate them in a single shot. Hand cannoneers now coming out from the Don. Nest of bee movement is starting to look good. He's coming up. He's got to be careful with the hand cannoneers. The nest of bees could do it. Watch out, Don. Look at the horde. We found the Zerg of Age of Empires 4, and it turns out it was the Byzantines. The Lamentai, an incredible unit. Let's think about for a second, what does this unit actually lose to right now? It kills other spearmen because it's good looking and it's got a nice shield. Archers it has trouble with because of the archers have trouble with it. Crossbows, well, they're not going to do particularly well against either. Maybe men-at-arms could be the way, but have a look at this. They just run past everything and don't even think about cavalry. He's heading straight to the back line. You know what he's after. He is after all of those traders. He wants it. His opponent is double the villager count, but he doesn't care. Not double. He's 50% up on him. Elite Army Tactics on the way through. These weren't even Elite Army Tactics Lamentai. These are just stock standard Lamentai. And now up towards the top side, Don's in trouble. 2.5k point lead for the Don, but I don't think it's going to matter how you're going to be point lead in this game. If you're going to be leaving this game, Don Artie, he's maxed his 200. Men-at-arms together with those hand cannoneers on the front. Springles are out. Have they got their improved roller shutter triggers? It looks like it's just going to be roller shutter triggers for now. Lamentai cleaning up and saying, you will not trade. You will not trade. They bring their white beards out and they say, is it white or grey? I think it might be grey beards. I apologize to all the Lord of the Ring folk over here. That's an intentional use of the F word there. I will say that much. Anyway, Kalp cleaning up Don's trade. Don, look at the villager count. Look how quickly it's dropping. In the blink of an eye, he has gone from 0 villagers killed to 44, and that's only going to continue to climb. Don Artie not paying attention. Could have shifted the traders towards their south side. I don't even think it matters, though. Hand cannoneers still firing off towards the center. They're having a decent matchup here, but the Springles uncontested for the moment. And just when we thought that it might have been it... Is that... What's that? Elite Varangian Guard? Elite Army Tactics on the way? Wait, we're watching Kalp. Is that Elite Varangian Guard? I think that's got to be, right? Because we already had Elite Lamentai through. I think that's what that is, but he's not making any Varangian Guard. I'm still not 100% sure. Lamentai, oh my lord, look at the sheep. Look at the sheep. Looks like New Zealand in here. Fortunately, there's no New Zealanders around. I'd love it. But anyway, we move on. Landmark's still dead on the front here. And this is such a huge mistake from Don as well. You know, I love him. That's the worst part. But we got to just... We're the macro police. We got to call these things out when we see them, even though it's really not macro related. It was just, you know, lacking the foresight to pull that Kurultai out or not having the APM. And Don is a notoriously low APM gamer, but now the Springles going to tee off on those nest of bees on the back line. We'll be able to clean it out. They've got 170 health, so about 2 shots should do it. Mango's firing off. but all of the hand cannoneers going to get surrounded. Lamentinai looking to surround the siege. They're going to be able to find connections. Lance connect together, looking for that swing to win. Nesta Bees now start to move up. They've been chased away. The Springles up towards that north side. Still a single Lamentinai on 0 health. The 0 health hero. How much unit, or how much work can a 0 health unit do? That is the question I posit to you. And now on the other side, the new Khan has risen, but there are still plenty of units down here. He is cleaning up 73 workers. He's taken out 85 workers in the space of 3 minutes. Don Artie in shambles right now. The Byzantine hero, Kaup, he's looking for a way through, and I think he may have found it. Now chasing away, and Don Artie taps out. That's going to be it. The Byzantines victorious with the new patch. It's incredible to be able to witness it here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check him out. Kaup is streaming over on Twitch right now. Don Artie as well. Go say good day from me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. What a game for the Byzantines.